Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective, the gods and spirit team. What's happening with the Rams here? I hope you're all doing fantastic. As always, 'tis the season, a beautiful season, right? Kyle Claus is coming to town. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which I always find intriguing. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries in mid-December. Please and thank you. Let's get this first card going nice and quick, please, my gods. Talk to me. What do we have for my friends? There it is. Okay, lots of people here. Lots of people. So whether this is a complex situation, complex energies, or just a lot of people around you, I always find this card very intriguing because there's a lot of layers to it. Okay, like especially with all the individuals showing up here. It's a rare one. It doesn't always show up in these readings. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more about this card. Interesting aesthetic and imagery here, right? You see the man, you see the woman, you see all these different like picture frames with people in it. So it's usually a couple of main things to me. One, could just be a lot of people that are in your energy in this time. Maybe you're a little more popular than you normally are, right? Lots of people hitting you up. Energy in all different ways and places. But for some of you, this could be you being affected by the energy of your surroundings or others. So keep that in mind as you move through the coming days and weeks, that you could be extra sensitive to the energies and feelings of the people around you with this card. If it's not linked to other people, as I already said, this could be a complexity. You might be going through certain situations that may seem simple, a lot of underlying things. I know I've seen that for us in recent weeks. But another thing with this card, this is one of the ones, the oracle cards to me, that represents social media or the importance of it. So for some Aries in this time, maybe you're spending a little more time than you should on social media, maybe you need to for business purposes when this card shows up. It all really depends on what you're going through, but this is a card of social media. So we'll see if that plays into the reading itself. Let's put our good friends down right there and get right on into the tarot here. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up one time for the Aries collective. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was looking pretty good to me. Last week's reading was titled A Big Offer. So if you didn't have an offer of some kind that came in, that could still bleed over into the coming days and weeks. Always keep that in mind. Energy is very fluid like that. So it was looking pretty positive. So if you've been going through some tough times, maybe things will lighten up for you. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody you're linked to, right? Could go all sorts of ways. But let's get it going here. Let's get these first 3 popping for Aries. God's in December. Okay. We have the Death card in position number 1. Do not be nervous about that. It's a big card of change, transformation. Okay, big Scorpio energy. Let's get a couple more out here, then we'll really start to piece this together for you, my friends. Okay, all right. 2 cards came out together, and let me just line this Death card up a little better, because we have a big action card and a card that could represent you showing up here with the Knight of Wands right in the center. Okay, and the biggest card of mystery right here on the back end, the Moon. So Aries, we do have a nuanced one this week, that's for sure. A lot of things for us to really dig into and take a look at. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I do need to mention there's a lot of water energy here. Okay, with the Death card, with the Moon, those are big water sign types of vibes. So there could be a lot going on internally here, especially with the card of the Self. So it's a little back and forth so far. We'll see what energies really start to show face as we move on. But 2 extremely powerful cards, and one of your power cards as well. So there is a lot of energy, a lot of power in this week's spread. So let's break it down one by one and start to build this story out. Position number 1, we do have the Death card, as I already said. If you're new to tarot, don't be nervous about this card, right? It does have a little bit of a spooky type of imagery to it. For some of you, you might be connected to a Scorpio. Maybe you have Scorpio placements, right? I know I have a Scorpio moon, so this is one of my cards as well. But the Death card, yes, it could sometimes speak about endings, but to me, this is more of a card of rebirth, okay? Not just an ending, but what comes after. So this can be a very beautiful energy of change, of transformation, whether it's in your life itself, personal relationships, your whole out view, maybe even opinions, right? It's an extremely powerful karmic card as well. So we could be looking at karmic archetypes if we're not seeing change and transformation. So there could be a lot going on here with the Death card. But I just always tell everyone, listen, don't be nervous about it, right? Yeah, scary name, scary imagery, but the message behind it, the energy behind it could be very refreshing, depending on the clarifier, right? That really tells us the tale. So let's put the Death card right here. And it seems like that's what we're starting with, right? We're starting with this change. We're starting with this shift. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. Now, moving to the center, a card of the self for us Aries right here. We have the Knight of Wands. So this could represent you. It could represent another fire sign that you're linked to. So Aries, Leo, Sag. Knights to me are big action cards. So with the Death card, with the Knight of Wands, these are big action, change, movement-based types of cards. The Knight of Wands is generally very positive. It is one of the faster moving cards, so I do say it could represent travel. Remember, Knights are all about forward movement, forward momentum, and this one is one of the more powerful ones. Fire energy could be very unpredictable, especially next to the moon energy, so we could be seeing some unexpected, surprising, unpredictable things popping up, which is all good. That happens in life sometimes. This is a card with a lot of gusto. It has a lot of fire, it has a lot of life and forward momentum. So this could be good for making gains of different types. But the Knight of Wands, once again, in its reverse form, it could sometimes represent somebody that's a loose cannon, very unpredictable. If it's certain individuals, they could represent party animals, people that like a lot of attention or need it. And it could sometimes be confrontational, right? So I don't want to lean too much into that energy just yet, because we still have a ways to go. But in my simplistic style of reading, since you are a fire sign, the Knight of Wands could simply just represent something coming towards you or what you might be feeling. Simple. We don't have to get too complex with every alignment. Now, as we get to the back end, this is where the reading gets a little more intriguing to me. We have the Moon card. Okay, this represents the zodiac sign of Pisces. Some people even link it to the Cancerian. So you see what I mean? All three of the water signs are kind of represented here with Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So if you're not connected to one, this does speak about a lot of internal energy, whether it is emotion, whether it's things that you're suppressing. We'll just have to see what's up. Now, the moon is very subtle. Remember, very early on in the reading, I said, hey, you could be picking up the energy of other people around you. That's a big thing with water sign energy. So just know that your intuition could be heightened. Your empathy could be heightened. There could be a little more sensitivity to you in this time when moon energy is here. Watch your dreams. This is a very dreamy, psychic, intuitive type of energy as well. But the one thing I always say about the moon card is it is the biggest card of mystery in the whole deck, at least in my opinion. So when we link with all this movement, action, and change, now we're getting a card of the unexpected, the hidden, the secret, the mystery. We have a little bit of a mystery lining up for us here this week, right? And as an Aries myself, I know we don't mind that, right? We like a little mystery from time to time. So yeah, we're gonna really wanna take a deeper look at all of this, my friends. So let's get that moon card chilling right there. I wanna dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Aries, and see what's happening mid-December, my guides, please. What's going on for the Rams? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Death card. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Aries, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Death card, what's happening? Why do we got the Death card here for my friends, please? Really want to get over to that moon in the back, but we'll get there slowly but surely. Ace Cups, good. So a lot of you, I'm feeling this intuitively. You just want to feel better. okay? Like, or there could be someone you're connected to where they just want to feel better. They just want to feel good. And that's a very common human emotion and feeling. Now, with the Ace of Cups in the upright, this is beautiful. And it does link in with what we had for you last week. Remember, I said last week's reading was a big offer. Ace of Cups is a card of offers coming in. So I do feel two main messages for some of you. Something might need to exit before something new comes in. You often hear that trope, right? So if you're going through endings, changes, big shifts and stuff like that, maybe it is to make room for these new energies to come in. Now, the Ace of Cups is all about love. It's about emotion. It can be romantic sometimes as well, but when I see it in the upright, the energy of offers is still here for a lot of Aries, so I wouldn't be surprised. Whether it's people wanting to give you emotional offers, speak their feelings, that could absolutely be here on the table. But there is also the vibe to me of someone saying, like, listen, I'll go through these changes, I'll put it into work, I just want to feel good. Like, I want to feel good, I want to have a good energy, I want to feel stable. And with all this water energy, it could be very up and down. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't feel like this is the be-all, end-all, but there is good energy here up front about a new cycle kicking in. So whatever changes you might be going through, it's to bring in this new good cycle, and I really like it. Okay, the offers could still be rolling in, but we're going to keep moving. Okay, sometimes the Death card with the Ace of Cups, like if you're watching this for romantic reasons and stuff like that, it could be a renewal of some kind, in my opinion. Some people would say, oh, no, that means it's over. Remember, the Death is the Phoenix rising, so there's an energy of renewal here as well. Let's keep moving over to that Knight of Wands, then we'll get to the Moon. So what's happening with Aries here? I feel like the Moon might really unlock, because if that's hidden mystery, unexpected, I really want to see what it's about. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Okay, some of you might be tempted to either just keep the peace with somebody or something, or give up on something, which I know isn't Aries' strong suit. As I always say, I'm part of the collective myself. Five of Wands in reverse does feel good to me. So generally, Aries isn't seen as an avoidance sign. Aries is seen as like, I'm going to tackle this, I'm going to go straight for it. So some of you might be in that mode and manner where it's like, okay, well, whatever problems there are, I'm going right for it. I don't want these problems, so I'm going to solve it now. So there is a problem-solving energy around Aries collective as well. But once again, it has that similarity, like, listen, I don't want the drama. I don't want any drama. I just want to feel good. So there is a problem-solving, peacekeeping type of energy here as well. But the one thing I am feeling for some of us with the Five of Wands in reverse is like, yeah, I just don't want to fight anymore. Or like, yeah, like I'm not beat for the drama, or I give up. Like, worst case scenario, this could be someone tempted to give up on something like, hey, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever will be, will be. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up. So very simple, straightforward. There are really good possibilities here, Aries. But internally, yeah, you might be tested a few different ways. Let's go in on that Moon card, really see if there's more revealed to us. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the Shadow card. Interesting reading. There could still be offers and good things coming in, but yeah, you could be extra avoidant of drama or just not be about it for whatever reason, even more so than normal. So let's see why the Moon is here. Then we shall do our recap for the Shadow. So why is the Moon in the mix for the Aries collective? Gods and Spirit team, why is the Moon here? Thank you. Possible return here. Okay. Whether you want it or you don't, my friends. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. That is a huge card of things returning. And remember, I did say up here in the front, sometimes the Death card with the Ace of Cups could be renewal or cycles kicking back in. Four of Swords in reverse is some action as well. So I feel like it's two main things. Either somebody around you is going to make some sort of unexpected action, okay, where it's like, oh, all right, I didn't predict them doing that. Like, that one caught me by surprise. So take that however it hits, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. There could be someone making an unexpected or surprising action. But once again, with this hidden aspect and the Four of Swords in reverse, it could be a return of some kind. And it's peppered around here. I saw that for a sign, I think last week, where there's a surprising or unexpected return, and it is showing up all over here. And I feel like this is a very simple, straightforward type of energy, Aries. I don't feel like it's super complicated. I don't feel like it's anything treacherous or anything to be nervous about. But let's just leave it there. Let's go through, I'll give you a quick little recap, then we'll get into the shadow card, because we have an interesting one on our hands, my friends. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we do have the Death card with the Ace of Cups in the upright, and this felt good. My initial feeling was someone saying, like, I just want to feel good. I just want to feel okay. Is that too much to ask type of energy? There's also the energy of renewal, or people or things finding some new footing, coming back around. We saw that linked up here on the back end as well. Could be big changes, big transformation. And for some of you, before new things can come in, old things might need to exit as well. Moving to the back end, or the middle, pardon me, we have the Knight of Wands with the Five of Wands in reverse. This is big problem solving energy to me, where someone's like, all right, if there's a problem, I'm going to solve it immediately. Let's tackle it. Let's get it out of the way. And that's it, which could be very good, but it was also giving me like no nonsense, no drama type of energy as well, where it's like, yeah, well, I give up then. If it's always going to be a fight, if it's always going to be a battle, I give up. But there's like this energy of it is what it is showing up here. Moving to the back end, we have the Moon with the Four of Swords in reverse. Very interesting energy. So once again, this could either be somebody making a surprising or unexpected action where it's like, okay, I didn't know they had it in them, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But another vibe I was picking up here is a return, right? Like with the Four of Swords in reverse, that's returning energy out of a state of standing still. So there could be surprising or unexpected returns as well. So yeah, do with that what you will, my friends. Interesting spread. Please take a screenshot. Let's get you a shadow card. My God, let's see what's in the shadows for the lovely Aries collective. Let's see what's happening for my friends. And yeah, I always say I love to end off every reading with one of these cards, whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, but maybe it'll give us a little more information about this back end. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. Put a link for it down below. Okay, obviously there's multiple tiers there, but no pressure whatsoever. It's just a beautiful way to support the channel. And just dropped a new all signs in there as well if you're interested. But let's get it going. That's for Wands tier and up, by the way. Five of Wands. Okay, so interesting. Maybe there is something that you should fight for here. Okay, because especially with what we had here in the center, this could, Five of Wands energy could be Spirit saying like, whoa, 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 don't give up on that just yet. Okay, or don't count this out just yet. And we're kind of seeing it in the main part of the spread as well, with like the almost giving up, like, yeah, well, whatever it is, what it is, then a possible return. When I see this Five of Wands, yes, it could be conflicted. So this card in the shadows could represent somebody with conflicted emotions, feeling up and down about something. It could be a warning about conflict in general, where Spirit's saying like, hey, just watch your temper in this time, Aries, because you know we're famous for the little bit of temper. But the big thing to me with this card in the shadows links perfectly in with the reading. If you do feel like giving up on something or just letting something fizzle out, fade away, Spirit might be asking you to like not give up on that quite yet, because there could still be possibilities. Okay, so it really all depends as to what you're going through right now. Five of Wands could be very good, but at the same time, it could be a little warning about conflict in general. So there is somebody definitely feeling conflicted with this energy showing up in the shadows. So we're just going to put it down right there, Aries. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.